Hi, you guys. I am double excited to be here because we are on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, and I've done a technological thing with a lot of support from God. I want to thank God. I want to thank Daniel Tuttle. I want to thank my daughter, Dania, who does not want to be on camera. And thank you guys for joining me. So as you know, this is Too Much Tuesdays. And this is where you come to get easy energy tools to deal with your life when it gets to be a little bit too much. And it just allows you to flow and be able to deal with anything that life throws your way. I'm especially excited today because not only do I get to talk with a dear friend, Daniel, but I get to find out about something that I really don't know that much about. A lot of times I'm telling you guys about stuff that I'm like, I've been doing this for years and let me share it with you. This access consciousness is new to me. So here's why I'm so excited about it, because Daniel Tuttle is a person, he is known as the Provocative Intuitive, and he travels the world teaching access consciousness classes and theta healing classes. And the reason I'm so excited is not just, oh, he does, I know a lot of people who teach a lot of different classes, you guys, but Daniel's being is joyful, full of love and success. He is like this master manifester, I would say. And not only does he do that, but he teaches other people to do that. So I think he's special. Daniel, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you specialize in creating a space of possibility so that people know that it's possible for them to heal their lives and also create what they want.
Yeah, create their lives.
Create their lives, but not like, well, if only you do this and this and this and this, and it's going to take you, but like from where they are, right? Which is what I love.
Yeah, exactly, Tara. So, I want to comment on exactly what you said and all those beautiful things that you contributed. And thank you so much for all those kind words. There used to be a time in my life where it was hard for me to receive those. Right? I would be like, oh, Tara, thank you. You're so amazing. Oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
And for me, to be in the space of allowance to receive is one of the most powerful things that I learned in Access. This space of being so present and connecting and receiving and being in complete communion with others and complete communion with the earth and everything around us is one of the greatest gifts that I learned in Access. And what I want to tell you is also like what this means to me, because I'm officially an Access Consciousness certified facilitator.
Okay, you guys, is this the first time? Like, that's choking you up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Like this is my coming out.
Not the first one, but
not the first one.
So you just got certified, right? Congratulations! It's a big deal, and
the
first public event as a fully certified. What is it called?
Access Consciousness CF certified facilitator.
Access Consciousness CF. And so also the way that we know each other the best is through theta healing. So we both practice and teach theta healing, and more recently you've gotten more into this access consciousness thing. And that's what fascinates me, is that you're so fascinated with it, and some other theta healers that I know too. But like I said, you're like your heart, your soul, your passion is there. So what is it, and why are you so passionate about it? Like, what is it? What's access consciousness?
So, access consciousness, the best way to describe it is how Gary Douglas, the founder, describes it. And he describes it as the objective of access is to empower you to know what you already know. Okay. And the best way for me to kind of collaborate or elaborate on that is that to define what consciousness is, right? Consciousness allows everything and judges nothing.
Okay, so is that what, because my question is, what would prevent us from knowing what we know? Our own judgment?
Yeah, exactly. Our own judgments, our limitations, our points of views, all of those things are what keep us locked. Those things keep us locked into certain realities that don't allow us to become and really embrace the infinite possibilities that are truly there. And I actually want to take something that happened not too long ago with you and to talk about that.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah, because we need an example here so people know what we're talking about. Yeah.
Absolutely. So for everybody who's watching, the last 30, 45 minutes, Tara is texting me, I don't know about this and I don't know about that. Oh my gosh, I can't operate this. I can't operate that. I'm horrible with technology. I'm this, I'm that. I need my daughter. La, 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 la. Would you agree with that? Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay. So all of those things, those points of views, those opinions, those conclusions, those judgments, they're all based on an old story, Tara.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that old story is a story that comes from the past. And the two things that we can't change are other people and the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so are you ready to tell yourself a new story that would invite you to have ease, joy, and glory with technology?
Yes, but what if my heart starts beating faster when I think about it, and my mind starts going.
Tara, is that yours?
I think so, because things keep going wrong. Like I do something and it just doesn't work, and then somebody else does the exact same thing and it works.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a little bit cursed.
So wait. You said somebody else does the exact same thing and it works. So I'm going to ask you again, who does this belong to? Is it yours?
I feel like you want me to say no, but it feels like mine.
So now I'm going to give you another access tool. Is it light or is it heavy?
It's heavy.
Yeah. And so anything that's heavy is a lie. Anything that's light is a truth.
Anything that's heavy is a lie. Anything that's light is the truth.
So this is all a lie. Okay? These are all judgments and points of views, whether you did, maybe you picked them up from some genius you were sitting next to at some point that was like, God, Tara, you don't know how to operate a keyboard, you know, and you locked that in.
It did start early. I mean, in theta healing, I've worked on this, and it started in high school when I'm so old. They first introduced us to computers. Like we learned to type on a typewriter, and then they brought in this computer, and the guy sitting next to me was a genius, you know, and he kept, I'll do it. I've
got another one for you. So what are you avoiding? What magic are you avoiding by holding on to this perception and this belief that you can't operate technology?
Yeah, I mean, I'm waving to our friends who are joining. Cynthia, Becky, so many people. It blocks like everything now since COVID. You know, we're online for everything, and I'm like, it blocks.
So Tara, would you like to destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yeah.
Yes. So we have a tool in Access. It's called the clearing statement. Okay. And everybody can go to theclearingstatement.com to learn about this. Okay. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it really quick, and it's not important that you know what it is. Okay. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay. Again, right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So what this is doing is it's taking this energy and it's jumbling your brain. And it's getting rid of and canceling and clearing out that belief. Okay. So the more that we access and tap into that possibility of what will you create? What infinite possibilities exist for you now that you can master technology with ease and joy and glory? Can you imagine?
I mean, yeah, it's limitless.
Limitless. Exactly. And so for me, that's what the blessing of Access is. And that's where the freedom comes from for me, right? Access has given me this incredible toolbox, and it all begins with the most powerful gift that we have, and that's choice.
Choice.
We all have choice.
So what you do, it sounds like, I'm guessing, is you look at what you want to change in your life. So with me, technology is a constant annoyance and barrier. Mm-hmm. And then you go, is it mine? And then you go, what is it blocking me from? And then you do whatever you just did. So you need like a practitioner to help you through it at first. Is that right?
It helps. Yeah, definitely.
It would be great to get a session. Is there something that our listeners can do like right now to help them to go into this like space of possibility and trying to get like, you know, some stuff in their lives that they don't want out? So that's kind of the first thing. And then the next thing is to create, or what?
Yeah. Absolutely. You are even one step ahead of me, which is why you're so brilliant and so psychic. So I've found, and you have probably noticed as we're speaking, I'm asking you a lot of questions, right?
Uh-huh.
And Gary Douglas, founder of Access Consciousness, he says that what keeps us locked into these old realities is conclusion. Okay. But what gets us out of those old realities is question. Okay. So, for example, I want to share the most powerful tool in Access Consciousness that changed my life initially. And then I want to talk about the process of how it comes, whatever.
Yeah.
Who does it, well, I said who does this belong to? How does it get any better than this? What else is possible? So this is a question that becomes kind of like a mantra for your life. So things can be really, really incredible and really, really amazing. And you have this, you think that, wow, when you're like, remember when you're a kid, you're at Disney World and you're like, oh my God, this is the best day of my life. This is the best day of my life. This is the best day of my life. So what we would do in Access is we would invite you to invite more. We would invite you to say, how does it get any better than this? What else is possible? How does it get any better than this? What else is possible? All of a sudden, you've changed this conclusion that today is the greatest day in the world to today is such a magical day. What else could happen today that could change my life? Right? So that's one way to use it. But then also in those situations, in those circumstances where it feels like it's like pure gloom and doom, like you're stuck in traffic, your AC doesn't work, your partner's calling you, can't get in touch with you, your phone is about to die. You know that moment where you're like, ah!
Yeah.
So to turn on, how does it get any better than this? All of a sudden, you've invited a possibility. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? And you don't try to answer these questions.
Okay, so that's important because
very,
like if you are, and that's a good example, you're sitting in traffic, you're late, but what if you're trapped in a horrible marriage? What if you are in debt and you can't find a job? What if you're sick, like with some kind of serious sickness? And to say to someone like in a pretty serious situation, which some people might be in right now, how does it get any better than this? It's like a lot. It could get a lot better. Like, doesn't that just spiral you down more?
Well, I'm happy that you asked that because we have a very, very dear friend in common who hates, she's a psychologist, and she hates when I say this because she does the same, she asks the same questions. Mm-hmm. And she's brilliant. She's an incredibly brilliant human being. And all of a sudden she will feel this, this energy, and then, or I'll be feeling this energy, or we'll be in a situation where we're feeling this energy, and I will just say, how does it get any better than this? And it actually infuriates her even more. Right. So I want to address that.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that.
Really in a place I see on Facebook when people are really hurting. I mean, this past year has been very hard for many people. And somebody from Access Consciousness types, how does it get any better than this? Yeah. It does seem tone deaf if that's all that you say. It doesn't seem to come from compassion. And I know that you do come from compassion. So tell me. Yeah.
So I'm so happy that we're having this discussion. So here's the deal. Have awareness, have awareness. I use this tool mostly for myself and mostly in situations in which I know that somebody is open to it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Having the awareness of where you're at and the energy and the vibration of the person that you're with is only going to exponentialize the tool, right? If you need to explain it to somebody and say, and you can give it all of the energy that you need to beforehand. Like I understand and I recognize that what you're going through seems and feels to be like really intense and really challenging right now. But what if we invited greater possibility? What if we invited the fact that even though you have this diagnosis of a stage 4 whatever, what if we invited the possibility that things could change instantly and it could get better than this?
That's actually beautiful. A couple of things about that. Let me just pause and then I want you to finish.
Of course.
That, in my work with many clients, I noticed that if you meet them where they are, that's right. To come at them from above them is what a lot of healers do. Not us, but a lot of healers. And it makes them feel worse. You have to meet somebody where they are. Yeah. And so, it's called compassion.
That's right.
Most people I'm finding, and it's it's surprising to me. It used to be surprising. Now I'm used to it. But like I had, you know, we're all born with virtues, certain virtues,
Yes,
and then others we need to
exactly.
work on a little bit. I was born with a great deal of compassion, as were you, as were a lot of healers. Not all healers, though. They just want to make things better. And so we have to approach someone from the energy of compassion and
Right.
hold them and meet them where they are. And then and that might take half an hour, you know, they might need to just talk a little bit. God,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
maybe they do. Maybe they need to talk. And then you create this container of hope for them. That's what I
Yeah.
hear you saying, right?
So you use the term container. We call it space. In Access, we call it the space. What energy, space, and consciousness can we contribute that will allow someone to be open to those possibilities? I just want to point out we have a comment on Instagram from this amazing, amazing person that I met in Puerto Vallarta, Rebecca, and she makes this comment. She's also an Access person. She says, "Don't be a spiritual asshole, and yet be the space that more and different is possible." And
Beautiful.
that's exactly what we're talking about. And that's exactly what Gary and Dane and Simone and Brendan would say as well. They're kind of like the main facilitators of Access. Is have compassion, you know? Have compassion and have awareness of your environment and where you're at. I think it is very, very important. But I also think we need to not pussyfoot around, Tara. You know, sometimes people need to wake up,
Mhm.
right? And how can we allow ourselves to be that channel for them to wake up and feel our love too? You know, where are you coming from? What is your agenda? What is that? Do you have an agenda? And then we need to work on ourselves and clear that and do all that kind of stuff on us too. You know, it's very, very important. I love that you asked that question because if, but okay, you know what? Actually, I'm going to test it just a little bit. Like, let's say somebody, and maybe there's somebody who's listening. Maybe this is why the awareness is coming up. Okay, so let's say somebody is, let's say, chronically depressed.
Okay.
Okay, you know, you all of a sudden introduce them this tool, and they go, "No way," because it doesn't get any better. They cannot see outside of it.
They're in their depression. They're in their
That's
illness.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I always like to use the term then, what if? What if it did get better? All I need you to do, all I'm inspiring you to do is just say, what if? What if it did get better? What if this situation did magically change? And it really creates a new molecular being within them,
Huh?
a new energy space that even though they may not buy it in the moment, they may actually begin to question that what you're proposing to them. And I think it's
Agreed.
important, especially, you know, right now, one of the things I'm finding with my clients is all of a sudden people are having FOMO. They're starting to feel like they're starting to feel guilty because they would rather stay home and watch TV than go out. However, now that there's no pandemic, they're like, oh my God, I have to go out now because I've been locked in my house for the last year and a half. And now I have to go out. But what I really want to do is stay home with my kids and drink a glass of wine. Right. And so there's this conflict of like, okay, who am I now? And I think we all have the opportunity to choose us, but we have to ask. If we don't ask, we will never receive.
We're creating a little crack of light. I've also worked with clients with depression, and it's no joke, clients with cancer, and it's very hard. And one thing that those people love is that just at least for this 1 hour a week that they have with me, they feel hope. They feel like themselves instead
That's
of
right.
like their illness. And
That's right.
so it is tremendously important to offer this, like, well, but what if? Okay, so then what happens? Like, how do we, like, okay, I've got the what if, I've got a hope, but then what do I do? Yeah.
Yeah. So again, now we go back to choice. What are you going to choose? What are you going to choose? And one of the awesome tools from Access that I'm crazy about is, what if you lived in 10-second increments? What would you choose in this 10 seconds? You know what? In this 10 seconds, I'm going to be so present with you and all of these people who are watching this so that we can just be us. and we can enjoy us, and we can share us with the world, and we can share these amazing things, and we can show unity between us. That's what I'm choosing, right? And then all of a sudden I have that, and then I may have an awareness of something else, and I'll be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to choose again. What can I choose in this 10 seconds? Right?
So not even like this 5 minutes, but this 10 seconds, because I mean, just like in meditation, if you're like, I'm going to meditate for 45 minutes, you know, it's not, it doesn't work. You have to meditate for this 10 seconds. And well, that you thought about, you know, whatever, the past or the future, you know, oh, I'm going to do it again for this 10 seconds. I love that. Instead of for even minutes, 10 seconds.
10 seconds. And then I have to tell you, you and I are Virgos.
Yes.
Okay. Which is also a definition, a form, a conclusion, and all of that. However, it is us. Okay. And so when I started to learn about this 10-second thing, I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I took it very, very literally. Right? Okay, this 10 seconds, I'm choosing to be present. Oh, how many more seconds do I have left in this 10 seconds? Oh, I have 5 seconds left.
Oh my gosh, you really are Virgo.
I know, yeah. That literally completely negates the possibilities that exist, right? So it's just, don't get caught up in this, okay, how many seconds do I have now before I have to choose again? Just do it, right? Just do it. Have the awareness
of choosing
it
anyway. We're choosing
right.
every 10 seconds of our lives anyway. You're just saying to make it conscious, right? And to not come, it sounds to me like what you're saying is to come from the question of what if, what could I create, instead of from the answer of, I never get technology to work. I can't do this, right?
So let's take exactly those things. What if it was, what will it take for me to get technology to work? What would it take? How easy could this be for me? Right? So asking those questions and saying, I can't get this to work. Oh my God, I have to face this thing. I have to do this. I have to do that. What if it was easy? What if this could contribute to me in an infinite way? You know?
And I think it could actually. When I watch people, like I had somebody from the Geek Squad here the other day, because really there's, you know, the connection was bad, and, you know, and somebody else who's a healer friend who's also very tech savvy said, you know, I actually don't think it's in your imagination, Tara. I think you might have a bad connection. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I called Geek Squad. And I always watch tech people because I want to know, what is the freaking secret? They can't be that much smarter than me, right? And you know what the difference is between them and me? You know, the difference is that no matter what happens, because the same problems happen, I tell you, I'm like, look, it does this. And they're like, yeah, it does. The difference is that they stay calm and curious. And I go into a panic and
judgment and conclusion.
Like a fear, like, oh no, what am I afraid of? I'm afraid I'm going to break my computer. I'm afraid the other person is going to get angry with me that I'm trying to work with. I'm afraid I'm going to look unprofessional, you know. And the Geek Squad guy, who, you know,
he's totally chill.
He's just this little guy that's working for this little company. You know what I mean? It's not like it's the CEO of Geek Squad. He's just like, let me see. Let's read it. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that shouldn't happen. You're right. He just stays in like curiosity, calm. And so, what if I did that?
That's right. What if you did? Imagine what again, what else is possible? You know, so that's another question that we use a lot too. What else is possible? What else is possible that, or how about this one? This is one rocked my world. When you're in a situation where you get so in your head about whatever is going around you and you just can't figure it out. This question is so good. Becky, maybe you could write this in the chat box. I'm so happy you're here, Becky. What's right about this that I'm not getting?
Okay, Leanne can write that too on Facebook.
Oh, awesome.
What's right about this that I'm not getting?
And then just let it go.
I don't understand. What does that mean?
No, you're not supposed to understand. Hello. What's right about this that I'm not getting? Look what happens. It immediately switches it. All of a sudden, you've got all this chaos and all this craziness going on in your life. And what's right about this that I'm not getting? You're opening up the door to be shown that this is an actualization. And this actualization is just allowing you to have the awareness that you get to choose. And I get to choose to get out of here. I get to choose to change this reality.
In the tech situation, for example, what would be the, am I allowed to say answer to that question? What's right about this that I'm not getting? What, I don't know. What's right about it? I know, it feels terrible.
What if just by you asking that question, the energy shifts and all of a sudden something comes on? You and I are both metaphysical people. You know, we create magic. We live in a non-linear reality. Okay.
So does it open up almost like a new little portal to a different reality? Because there's different realities out there, right?
Exactly, my love.
Like it could be the same, like it rained on Memorial Day weekend, right? It's just, it's raining, it just is, right? So that's the reality that, I mean, there are, in Theta Healing, we do this class where you can learn to change the weather, but let's say you don't change it. Let's say it's raining. So what, like with a simple example like that, would it just be, well, I could either mope around that it's raining and I don't get to go swimming and it's COVID and I deserve this and blah, blah, blah. Or I could, you know, play Monopoly and have hot chocolate with brandy in it or whatever.
Even if you don't even have to figure it out, I would say it's even better than having to figure it out by playing Monopoly and drinking brandy. I would say, so this wasn't anything I expected. And what can I create today that I might not have been able to create had it been the way I thought it was going to be?
It really is about living in this 10 seconds then. It's about prying yourself loose from your expectations, which is why 2020 was so hard for us all. We expected to be able to keep going to work. We expected to keep going to school, you know, and it was, again, having compassion for people who, like, it was really hard. Hi, Jack. It was really hard for people. Some kids with special needs, you know, it was very, very challenging for them and their parents to go on and, you know, but.
And come on, we love drama.
What?
Tara, we love drama. We love to make things significant.
Well, because you know why we love drama? Because it provides us with energy.
And purpose.
Yes. Oh, wait, somebody has a suggestion. Maybe meeting the tech guy changes his life, I'm sure, or brings you clients. Or I'm just being sarcastic, but maybe. And getting beyond your upset allows the gift to show up. Exactly. Yeah, two of my favorite people. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, and I do want, you know, I don't want people to come here and think, well, that Tara Greenway, that beyond your belief lady, sure was panicked and negative and a freakazoid, and I hope I never have to go back there. You know, I want them to feel like, oh, she was cool. Remember her? Yeah, I wonder what that Theta Healing stuff was.
And that's why we're here, Tara. You know, that's why we're here. You and I are here because we're seekers. And we were like, okay, what else is possible? Maybe we didn't use that tool or we didn't know that tool. But for wherever we were at that time in our life, we said, there's got to be more. What else is possible? And that's how you and I mean, I know for myself, that's how I was led to Theta Healing, and how Theta Healing completely took over my life in the most grand and glorious way possible, you know, is because I asked questions. I was not happy with the situation I'm in. If you're not happy with the situation you're in, change it.
Exactly.
Change it. Ask the questions.
So let's go back to what I was saying, because I interrupted my own self because I got excited about something that's what I was saying. So let's say you did have, during the height of COVID, when we were all like, we're all going to die, you know, you had a special needs kid and they couldn't go to school anymore and you had to keep working and it was just really, really hard. It is hard and it is challenging. You did have to figure out a bunch of stuff, but it would be easier to figure it out once you put aside or somehow, like I said, pry yourself away from that. But I thought it was going to be like this. It's like a sense of regret and of like, it's not fair. And by the way, like, give yourself 20 minutes to go outside and scream and cry about how it's not fair. And then use whatever tools you use and help yourself to see that it could be different. And I'm going to ask you a final question in a second because we're already almost out of time. But I just want to say that in my own life, even though I'm like, well, I don't know about this, I don't want to be incompassionate. In my own life, before I knew about Theta Healing, before I think before Theta Healing was invented, I was diagnosed with not one, but two chronic conditions, physical, medical, chronic pain conditions. And I was told by doctors and by other people in my support groups, oh, nobody can get over this. This is,
Yeah.
and deep inside my heart, I thought, how do you know? You don't know what I can do. There has to be a way out of this, and I'm going to find it. And so, and that was before I had any tools at all. I just had a lot of hope in my heart. You know, I just had a relationship with God, and I knew that God creates miracles. And I was like, I need a few. Let's go. You know, and it was a hard path because I did have a sort of energy of resentment. I was like, how could you let this happen to me? I thought I was your girl, you know, but that was, and I was young, and that was an expectation, but I thought it would be like this. I thought I wouldn't have physical pain. So you're saying that once, correct me if I'm wrong, that once we get through that, but I thought it was going to be better, easier, that then we can be in this position of openness and of like isness to go, okay, this is, but how could I make it better? Is that right?
Yeah. So that is awareness.
Love you too, Julie. Keep going.
Hi, Julie. It's awareness.
Awareness.
Right?
But
And
not just
you know,
aware. I think we're all aware of our problems, but aware of possibilities.
Yeah. But you look at what you just said, my love. You said aware of our problems. So you've already created and attached a judgment to it. So if we're just aware,
like COVID, just like, now we all stay home.
No. Look, that's a conclusion. Be in a question. What is this? What are the possibilities that are here with this COVID situation? Right? Let's go back to your situation with the special needs kid. Becky brought up, and I don't know if you're seeing this, but it's really, really amazing. She has experience with this. She has special needs children who are amazing. And this whole thing probably threw her into a loop. And she says, you get through it by allowing the space to say, this is not going to look like it used to, but that's fine. And I would actually add to that with the tool of asking questions of how can I create beyond what I've already decided I can do? Right? How can I create beyond this?
Beyond what I've already decided, beyondyourBelief.com.
That's exactly it.
What I've already decided I can do.
Right.
Okay, what tool, because we're almost already out of time. I knew the time would go so fast. And
I know, it always does when we're having so much fun.
What final tool or thought can you leave our listeners with that they can do today to create space to welcome in possibility?
Great. So we have a mantra in Access, okay? Like a mantra that we use all the time, no matter what. And as a matter of fact, it's the first thing I do when I become aware in the morning. And that is, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. And I say it 10 times. We say it 10 times. And it shifts the energy. And I want to be very, very clear. This isn't one of those like hunky-dory things that's like, oh, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, even though everything really sucks.
Yeah. Sometimes you do not feel like saying that.
That's right. And so it's the allowance and the understanding that ease, joy, and glory, like as we spoke about in the beginning, how consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. Same exactly for us. If we can recognize that all of life can come to us with ease and joy and glory, no matter what is going on in our lives, we can handle everything, Tara. If we be in consciousness and be in question, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. Okay? And I want to share one thing really, really quick with everybody. The best way to learn about Access is to take the Access Bars class.
Okay? Yeah, tell us how we can learn more about it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the Access Bars are 32 pressure points on the head. Okay? I want you to imagine that all of a sudden, since you're so technical now, Tara,
so technical,
so technologically brilliant. You know, every once in a while you got to reboot your computer.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Access Bars is the same way. So these 32 pressure points on your head, when touched lightly, release energy. Okay.
I want you to do that to me.
Next time I'm in New York, session is all yours, my love.
Yeah.
So you guys can learn about it at accessbars.com. Okay. and you can search for a class there. It does need to be taught in person because it is a hands-on technique.
Yeah.
Okay. And as a hands-on technique, you want to really, really be able to process it. One of the things that's very important in Access is the body. We pay a lot of attention to the body. We have something like
So
300 and something body processes. Yeah, because these things get locked in the body. These energies get locked in the body, you know? And so what we really want to do is unleash and open all of those pressure points and those blockages in our body. So start with Access bars. It's an intro. It not only is it giving you this technique to physically do to completely change your reality. If that's the only thing you ever learn from Access, you're good to go for 1,000 years. Okay.
Is it however, a 2-day workshop or what?
One day workshop.
And how can people find this 1-day workshop?
Leanne actually was so great to put a link in the thing. And then also, she also put the link to my website. I'm going to be posting my Access Bars classes that are coming up very soon. I'll be teaching them. There are thousands of bars practitioners and teachers all over the world. It's an amazing, amazing opportunity. My friend Rebecca, who's on Instagram right now, is also a bars facilitator. There's just, infinite possibilities, and whatever you do, check it out. As Gary says, the best thing that can happen is it can change your life. And the worst thing that can happen is you get a really great head massage.
Yes. I love that. I love when people touch my head, even like when they cut my hair and they do that shampoo thing. I'm like, yeah, I think you missed the spot, maybe, yeah. But what I truly love about what you're saying, seriously, is that it sounds very evolved and Buddhist to me. This idea, and we're going to go in just a sec, you guys. I know we're keeping you over because I just love this. This idea of I'm going to see stuff and I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to see it. And our bodies, our minds, our emotions, our spirits are so used to judging things and being judged that it's just like the way that we live. But we can actually break out of that. And meditation, you guys, helps with this a lot. All of these tools do, whatever you love. And if we can just come away from, like I said, pry ourselves away from that judgment where it's raining. I see rain. I was given this diagnosis. I feel this in my body. It's not, I wish I didn't feel this. It's, I feel that. I feel this pain in my left shoulder right now. I feel this. And not to judge it, and then to say, what else is possible?
Absolutely, Tara.
All right, I got it. So are you teaching a workshop coming up, or that's TBA?
That's TBA. I'm going to be teaching, I'm really excited to be teaching the Access Consciousness Foundation class, probably towards the end of the month. I'm collaborating with my very, very dear friend, Ana Carolina. I'm very excited about that. And there's just, keep in touch, keep on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, one of the things that we have.
The Provocative Intuitive?
Yes, ma'am. Provocativeintuitive.com.
Intuitive. On Instagram and Facebook, and provocativeintuitive.com. Daniel, I can't thank you enough. This really has answered a lot of my questions and opened me up to be like, okay, even though I did think that question was a little bit like, it made me uncomfortable. How could it get any better than this over and over? Now I am deepening my understanding of it. And now I'm like, how could it get any better than this?
That's it.
Maybe it's just a different line reading that I like.
Maybe. Yeah, exactly. What works for you and what feels vibrationally aligned. Amazing, Tara. I love you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Love you.
To everyone who watched and participated and asked questions and contributed. It's really your energy that we are feeding off of. So thank you guys so much. How does it get any better?
Bye.
I love you.
Thanks.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye. You need to help me on these things. And now, and